After 3 years away from, well, basically everything, I've come back to a complete paradigm shift of genres and games alike. I remember the day when MMOs were coming out left, right and centre, and as a result most would collapse due to a diluted genre spread thin across a limited amount of players. Nowadays, a lot of the giants I once knew have been slain by David, or rather FaZe_David_ZZ69, and even my sweetheart Black Desert Online doesn't seem to be doing too hot. A shame, because going on holiday with my friends in that game was one of the most pleasantly looked back upon experiences of the last few years I was active.
You get naked in this game?
That's a very good question.
Let's see.
This is the best holiday I've ever had.
Not okay.
This suddenly changed.
Time to get a screenshot.
So when I was offered to partner up with the people responsible for publishing ArcheAge and Rift, I was very quick to accept. In fact, ArcheAge was one of the games I always had my eyes on, large in part due to the sailing and player housing mechanics. I was chuffed to see it was still alive and kicking, and seeming to do better than ever actually. Now you can either play the free-to-play option, which anyone can play, or there's a buy-in option if you want a game without any monetization, as back in the day, a lot of people were accusing the game of being play to win, so I think this is a really smart move. Wanting to recapture the experience I loved so much in Black Desert Online, I jumped into ArcheAge Unchained, hoping not to review it as a game, but rather as an experience, much like I did with Black Desert. Except this time, I'll try to actually play it myself. So I'm here to show you what my experience was like, and share just how much fun I had with the game. Before I jump into my adventure, I'd like to quickly share that the game's Unchained variant, the one without any microtransactions, is free to play this Easter weekend. If you're sick of hunting eggs, or rather being hunted by them in Animal Crossing, then feel free to try it out and join me. Details are in the description. Now, without further ado, here's the journey I went on in ArcheAge Unchained. The adventure starts as any great expedition does, by needlessly butchering an innocent animal. The game's words, not mine. After being invigorated by the god of death, I begin my journey by doing some exploring. Like many games of its kind, you're at risk of not being experienced enough for certain parts of it. In my case, the great obstacle was being unable to sleep in a very enticing bed, due to my low level. I know all I'd really done was kill a tiny animal, but I have fibromyalgia, so I don't really have much energy anyways. I then carried on wandering the land to... oh god damn it. It seems I can't avoid them wherever I go. Well, this cat was willing to let me play the game myself. In fact, it gave me some advice. Of course, being a cat, the advice was all about climbing. And credit to the little guy, it actually worked. I even got a jetpack of all things, making my newly learned lesson of climbing a bit redundant. This was a lot of fun, so naturally I went to gloat to little Lucius. Yeah, screw you. I don't need limbs to climb trees anymore. Oh shit. Okay, maybe the jetpack wasn't as reliable as I was making out. I even tried to use it in combat. Tried. Past tense. It was, however, useful for flying around to accept quests. Most of the time. One of the neat things about ArcheAge is you don't need to just limit yourself to a single class. In fact, you can pick 3 of them. And I thought I'd try to explain how the combat in the game works and if it's— I found a well! Well. I found a well, and well, I was doing well, so I drew from a well, and well, my name's Will. Okay, let's stop. Next up on the list was raising my own little buddy. There were a lot of different ways in which I could cause this guy to reach puberty faster than Raid Shadow Legends reached my inbox with lawyers after my last video. Don't just take our word for it. There's over 200,000 reviews and an almost perfect score on the Play Store. Oh god. I've heard there's a lot of loot in this game. Well, I've only found a single one. It seems to be pretty good for raising my mount, and, well, a lot of other things. You'll be seeing more of this guy. After raising my mount to adulthood, I decided to take him for a spin. Literally. After a bit of drifting, we crashed a tavern, and I found out he's even great with stairs. Not so much with heights though. Oh well, I guess there's only one thing left to do. I claimed on my insurance, and soon after long, I had my soul-matched, one-of-a-kind mount replaced. This time I decided to go with him. It turned out my buddy was actually good with heights. He just wasn't very good at swimming. You know, up until now things had been a bit too relaxing, so I decided to challenge an undefeated champion in an epic battle. Well, that was easy. The trick is, I know how this person thinks. After all, they seem to be my twin or something. That's how twins work, right? They have psychic powers? Anyway, The game also has a glider system, so there's more than one way to get around. The feeling of falling through the air in a desperate struggle with gravity was gripping. So gripping in fact that I couldn't stop. No, literally, I could not stop. It turns out there's a button specifically for this though, so I hit the escape option. Now all I had to do was wait 67 seconds. I'm sure it's not so bad. I can do that, right? Maybe next time. What? I have to wait for that as well? Fuck! I hope you enjoyed my adventure. If you're interested in more, I'm sure I can give you more. I did genuinely enjoy this game. And I know I take the piss out of it a little bit, but I mean, every game is rough around the edges. Black Desert Online, for God's sake, the amount of times I was just...
Oh gosh. Oh, what have I done?
You know, let's not go there. All jokes aside, ArcheAge Unchained I think is a great game to get into if you're looking for a good time. I'm interested in doing a deeper review of the game and the mechanics, but I thought this video I'd just focus on the new player experience and whether or not it's actually fun to play. The verdict? Yeah, it's great, but next video I'll go more in depth and I'll talk about whether ArcheAge Unchained is actually worth playing in 2020, so let me know if you're interested in that. Otherwise, remember to check the description if you want to play ArcheAge Unchained for free this weekend. Also, if you want to actually buy the game, I have an affiliate link in the description too, so that will help out the channel, it will give you a few bonuses as well, and I think it's worth it. It's not too expensive, there is a crap load of content here, it will give you hundreds of hours if you enjoy it. Okay, this is me, Evans with a Z111, and this is me out. Peace.